Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about two things, and it's the two realities I'm learning to face going into post breakup. This is my second take actually, because I forgot something in the first take and it was really awkward. So I'm just gonna go through it again. But yeah, essentially what I talked about is the two realities I'm learning to face is number one, the reality that she's gone, and then number two, it's the reality that the relationship you're imagining right now is not the relationship that was the one you were actually in. So essentially it's kind of like over romanticizing the relationship you were in. And this is just like things that resonate with me personally. You guys can feel free to take them as you want. And yeah, in this video I'm going to be providing like things I've learned so far within these 2 weeks on how I'm learning to cope with it and go through it. I think it's just good to provide my own experience because I think a lot of people, when they're going through this type of stuff, you search up online how to get over it, and you either see like 20-year-old people, getting over relationships in their 20s, and maybe they're not like super serious ones. They might be serious ones. They're also just people that have been through heartbreak before, and it's like their fourth time posting. And I just wanted to give a experience from a 16-year-old teenager talking about his first experience. And I think it'd be really helpful for anyone going through the same thing as well. So yeah, I'll get right into it. So the first reality which I'm learning to face is, of course, the reality that she's gone. During like the last parts of the relationship, I was so like delusional. Like I would delude myself into thinking like, oh no, they actually like me. Like low key, it's not over yet, right? And sometimes my friends would be like, no, you're good. You're actually good. Like just like lock in for the next week, and you'll be able to get it back, right? And the other friends were telling me like, bro, just give up at this point. And there was a ton of like random people telling me random things, and it was really unhealthy. And eventually I stopped deluding myself. But essentially, like I was so delusional to the point where it's like the last day of like the relationship, I essentially texted like, hey, is there any chance we could maybe work this out just so we have no regrets? She said, no, I'm confident we should be moving on. And then literally 4 days after, I broke no contact. This is in a previous video if you want. I think it's in my second video I ever posted, but I was like talking I was talking about it, and I was like, are you sure? And like they would respond like, yeah, I'm sure. And then I'll like kind of argue against them like, are you really sure though? It was a bad idea. But yeah, it taught me a lot though. It taught me like that I need to find clarity before I make any real assumptions, any real decisions. And yeah. And so one thing that's really been helping me to do that so far is I've actually been going on kind of like a dopamine detox where I get off Instagram, I get off YouTube, I get off Discord, I get off Spotify. And so I've been doing that, right? And so like I literally just deleted all the apps on my phone, deleted the apps on my laptop. So like there's almost literally no way I can actually access it. And it's really helped me actually, because I realized like for me at least, when I'm listening to music, everything reminds me of her. And music such as like all the sad songs, I don't know, like The Night We Met by Lord Huron, like all the sad songs kind of come up suddenly, random times, and it would literally just make me kind of delude myself into thinking like, oh, maybe there's a chance, right? And it would also delude myself into just becoming more, it would also just make me more sad, okay? And so Instagram Reels was the same thing, because my Instagram Reels were filled with breakup reels. So was my YouTube. So all of that would just kind of mess with my mind, not give me clarity. And so I realized to find clarity is like literally the way you can make decisions, right? To make proper decisions, to make proper assumptions, proper thoughts, you need to find clarity. At least for me, right? I mean, I think it's pretty obvious for us though. I mean, unless you're in a different situation, but at least for me, what I'm thinking is like, I need to find clarity before I go into these different things. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been really helpful for me. And it's really been helping me to really acknowledge the reality. Another thing that's been allowing me to acknowledge the reality is sometimes like I would have to just like remind myself there's a reason why we broke up. It's not because one day, right, we broke up. There's a reason for it. And I'm going to talk about this in my next point more, because I think it relates much more to the next point. But because there's a reason you broke up, we shouldn't be looking at the relationship as if it was something which was beautiful, which it was like, it was the best thing ever, because there's a reason for it, once again. And now I'm going to go to the next point because I think it's a good segment. It's a good segue. The next point I was making is like, the relationship that you were imagining that you were in, is not the actual relationship that you were in. So essentially, sometimes I would remind myself of the good times of like, oh, I remember the things she said to me. I remember the place we went to. I remember how happy we were at this time. And every time I thought of those things, it would just make me sad. Be just like, why did I leave there? Like, why did all that happen? Like, why was it so messy? Why, right? And that will kind of make me also kind of delude myself into believing that the relationship was this perfect, magnificent, beautiful thing that's just all perfect, and I lost it, right? And that would also, if we're gonna compare it to the first point, it would also make me kind of believe that we could get back together, because all the relationship was a good, beautiful, perfect thing. But I have to end up acknowledging reality there. I have to make sure I acknowledge that it wasn't all just a good thing. You know, when I get a clear mind, this is also like the importance of having clarity. It's like when I get myself into a clarity state, I actually can see a lot of the bad things that happen in the relationship. And I can actually see like myself in the position of being really, really stressed out, really frustrated, really really bad too, right? And so when I get that clarity and when I actually look back on it and I see that, it reminds me of the fact that the relationship I was in wasn't all this beautiful, wonderful relationship. And yeah, I think if you guys need like, if you guys kind of struggle to like, if you guys struggle with like thinking like, oh, I lost the one, right? I lost this person that was supposed to be everything to me. And especially if you were in a long-term relationship, like for me, it was like essentially a year. If you were in a long-term one, you really do have to remind yourself that this relationship may not have been this all blissful fairy tale. It was rough at times, and there's a reason why you guys broke up. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts there. And just a little bit of a last tip here. I would like to give you guys some tip on how to maybe be able to face these realities more. And that is to work out or run. I'm being dead ass right now. Every time I feel frustrated, sad, or like distressed, I would literally just do a workout, or I would literally just run outside. I come back and I feel so much better, because the whole problem with the stress you're getting a lot of times is because you're overthinking so much, at least for me, right? And so in order to combat that, I just get present with my body. And to get present with my body, like this kind of sounds like a masochist, but to become more present with my body, I kind of inflict pain on it, kind of to make myself feel like more emotions, right? And it really does help you if you actually like work out. You actually kind of get present with your body. You run, you get present with your body and your surroundings, and it helps you to get more clarity. And I think that if you guys ever struggle with doing any, if you guys struggle with spiraling, just do some push-ups, man, and it'll eventually make you feel better. So yeah, I would like to provide those points to you, and I think if you guys stuck around this far, I would also want to share something else that I've been really thinking about, and it's like how what I just talked about there relates to my own beliefs, my own faith in Christianity and Jesus, right? And I realized like there was a passage, it's like Romans 12:1, and talked about not conforming to the patterns of the world. And once we do that, we will know what God's will is, his perfect, pleasing, and perfect will, right? And I think that relates a lot to clarity, because by consuming all this information from all these different sources, we lack clarity. But if we can pull ourselves away from all these different environments, these different circumstances, we're able to understand God's will better. And I think it really, really helped me to know that, if I can just pull myself away from all these different noise that's kind of interfering with my thought process, I'll be able to see God's will better. And I think that's something you guys should also try doing more. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. It's a bit of a rant about realities and delusions, but I hope it helped you guys. I actually did not expect for any of my videos to get any views at all, and just to see that people are commenting and actually showing love and support, I really thank y'all for that, man. I really thank y'all for that. But yeah, keep me updated on how y'all are going through this whole thing right now. For me, it still sucks. Like, I still go through it. So, man, like, I love to relate to y'all. Like, if any of you guys want to talk to me in, like, a more private setting, I'm so down to just help you guys out and relate to you guys a bit more. So, yeah, thank y'all for sticking around, and peace.